Water goes hand in hand with leadership, where you're being patient and over a long period of time you can accomplish something. And it's not hard, it's soft. But it can also be very powerful. My name is Brooke Talbot and I'm a graduate student at the UNL Outdoor Adventure Center. I lead trips and I mentor staff. OLS stands for Outdoor Leadership Seminar, where we take student leaders out into the field and develop their leadership skills so that they can come back to Nebraska and they can help develop others when they take them in outdoor adventure experiences here in the Great Plains.
We're ready.
Yeah, it's a little heavier, but it'll get lighter, so I think it'll be okay.
This year, 8 students spent 10 days backpacking through the Wind River Range of Wyoming.
We took the students to the headwaters of the Platte. Really, I think of that as a beginning, and that's the beginning of their journey. It's a story of transforming not only the group, it's also a story of transformation within yourself.
Everything is so amazing. Oh my God, we made it! Yeah! We come over a ridge and it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and then we go over another one and it's the same thing again.
For the first 3 days, Brooke and the leadership team led the group through the wilderness. After that, 2 new leaders are chosen every day and must lead the group to the next campsite, only using map and compass while receiving minimal help from the leadership team.
I wasn't nervous, I was excited the day before, and then I think the nerves really hit the next morning when I was like, oh man, I'm leading today.
This one, this two.
They start out and they're not so confident. They've never read a map before. They don't know how to hike off trail. Or maybe this is their first time backpacking or camping. And so we take those undergraduate students and basically see a transformation throughout the trip where there's a huge boost in confidence as they go through that experience.
It's not going to get any harder than that. Having 8 people's lives in your hands in the backcountry with no one to hold your hand. After that, things seem easy.
Today was the first leader day that I had, and just right off the bat, it was kind of messy. I realized that I don't know how to navigate on a topographical map, and I was so focused on our big goal of like climbing this pretty steep scramble. Not vertical climbing, but about as close as you could get. We were crawling on all fours for at least 100, if not 200 feet. The rock was crumbling out from beneath us, and we're just really trying to push ourselves to get up it.
So good, I love you so much. This is so much fun.
That was tough. At the end, everyone came and they talked to us about how they thought we were doing well, and that was really encouraging. It's an uphill battle, but you'll get there eventually, and everything will be worth it.
They're under a stressful situation, maybe something they've never done before, and so that gets the energy really high and the tension's really high, but that forces the group to work things out.
When we intersected the trail, I made the mistake of not checking back, and I kept going the direction. All right, y'all good to go? We're supposed to be going in. Cool. Let's head out. And we actually missed our trail cutoff.
I knew where we were at, and I should have spoken up a lot sooner. And I tried at first. I tried pulling my partner over and explaining it to him.
We should have already been to a lake by now.
And I was a little bit not confident, and so because of that, it ended up causing us a 40-minute delay and going a lot longer than we should have.
We've been aggressively going downhill.
I was so worried about being a good leader. I was so focused on what I wanted to be right and not worried about how I could be wrong. My bad, sorry about that. I'll go tell him. We're gonna have to head back a little ways. Is definitely not the trail we should be following. Sure.
Okay.
Bit heavy.
If I would have spoken up a lot sooner, and been more affirmative, then that probably would have saved the group a lot of time and energy, because yesterday was an extremely hard and fast-paced day.
I'm not prepared. That was not a very good environment for a co-leader to work in, and I understand that.
Need your hand though.
What makes a good leader is a leader who isn't afraid to admit that they're wrong. And I think that that speaks a lot to you and your character if you can own your mistakes, admit that you're wrong, and then have a solution of moving forward. Thinking back to my experience, when I was leading in Medicine Bow National Forest, we just led them totally in the wrong direction. It started raining and lightning, and so the group was just hopelessly lost, and I was in charge. We got separated from Todd and Jordan, which was our leadership team. What really struck me is that night, Jordan crossed his arms and looked at me straight in the face and he said, "Well, you failed today, Brooke. You failed." For me, I had never failed like that before. I'd never let so many people down, put them in so much danger, and that has always stuck with me because no one has ever told me that, and I think that's the most powerful thing of this OLS experience.
On the last stretch of our journey in the backcountry, the leadership team stopped us and informed us that for this trail that we were going to hike it solo.
The solo hike is essential in the whole process because this whole time you've been built up within this group, and it's easy for students, in my opinion, to attach to a group identity, whereas really we need to have them be individuals.
I personally don't think that this trip would have been the same without that solo hike. That time alone within my own thoughts and not having to worry about navigation or following somebody, just letting my feet walk and letting my mind run was really, really powerful. And I was able to mesh all of the experiences and the thoughts and the lessons that I've learned into one energy that I'm able to bring back into reality.
The challenge with OLS is it doesn't stop. Just like any of your experiences, if they're powerful enough, they're going to impact you. I've hung on to what I learned in my OLS for a long time, and it hasn't really stopped for me. So closing the experience, you really can't close that experience. If it closes for people, then it does, but my hope is that it doesn't.
Got a campsite.